Hey guys, it's CSGO and today we're going to be covering my top 5 games that you can be playing within 2014. Please bear in mind though that these games aren't necessarily all from 2014, if you get what I mean. These are just games that are the best games that are out and available in 2014. So with that out of the way, let's get straight into my number 5. Yes, that's right, at number 5 we have Planetside II. This game is actually quite relevant for the 2014 list, bearing in mind it will be being released on the PS4 this year. The reason this goes at number 5 is because it's just purely insane and awesome. If you just look, the number of players that you can see within this game at once, I think it's about 1,000 to a server. It's just absolutely ridiculous, and it really does make you feel like you're in a real war. Basically, the way that Planetside works is that you have your base, and you've got to try and push out from your base and take different territories on the map. This gives a real war element to the game, and actually does make it really immersive. Unlike most games these days, Planetside 2 has 3 different factions that you can play as, and all of the factions have different weapons that are kind of different styles and everything. For example, the Vanu, which I'm using now, have all different alien weapons, and they're just quite a generally fun faction to play as. Also, this game actually just looks amazing. Just if you see that when you shoot someone, their shields all kind of go a different colour and they all kind of light up, and everything just looks really kind of... There's not really any way to describe it, you just have to kind of look at what it looks like, and it's just really fun to play. And also, one of the best things about this game is that unlike many first-person shooters these days, like Battlefield 4, for example, with the Commander mode, you're not really going to want to rage quit at all. There's not really anything like the cruise missiles that's going to make you just keep dying to something that requires no skill to use. It's just really quite pleasant to play. But the only reason this game isn't higher is because a lot of the time you are just kind of running for miles and miles and miles. And on top of that, the other issue is that you have to play it at a certain time, because with this game it kind of seems like you have to play it on a Friday or Saturday night. If you don't play it on a Friday or Saturday night, the servers aren't really very full, and it means that you're not really getting the best experience because of it. But the gameplay you can see now is gameplay from a Friday night, because you can tell this because in the space of about 10 meters squared there's at least 20 people. It's just ridiculous and it's so much fun. But the amazing thing about this game is that it's free to play, so no matter what happens you should get it. But anyway, let's get on to the next one. Yes, here I have yet another PC only exclusive on my list. Don't worry though, there will be some more games that are coming throughout this list that aren't just PC exclusives, but you can't deny that Counter-Strike Global Offensive deserves a place in my list. If you don't already know, Counter-Strike is basically the franchise that started PC gaming. Counter-Strike is one of those games that you don't play because of the graphics, you actually play it mainly because of the gameplay, and that's one of the things that I really do miss about modern day first-person shooters. There's not really much to say about Counter-Strike apart from the fact that it's really competitive, and even on the casual game mode which I'm playing now, it's just extremely competitive and no one plays to lose. Everyone plays like they want to win, and generally a lot of people go on the mic and tell you off if you're not using a mic yourself, which is why I don't play the competitive game mode, because I don't use a mic when I'm playing. But whatever happens, this game is really enjoyable, and for only £6 you might as well pick it up. So anyway, without further ado, let's move on to the next one. Yes, so at number 3 we have Titanfall, and if you didn't expect this game to be in my top 5 then you clearly haven't seen any of my other videos. Titanfall is just an absolutely amazing game. It's not really like anything we've seen before. It really is just a game on its own, and that's not really something we're used to seeing with things like Battlefield becoming more and more like Call of Duty. I still haven't came across a bug in this game. It's just really well polished, which is really not something we're used to seeing with the release of games like Battlefield 4. The netcode is slippery smooth, and most importantly the gameplay is just really fun. The way that you can run from one side of the map to the other without even touching the floor once is just an absolutely awesome thing to be able to achieve. The game really does have a lot to offer with the whole generation system, which is kind of like the prestige system from Call of Duty if you've ever played that. The skill gap this game involves is a really good thing for the gameplay, because it means that you'll never get bored, as you'll always be finding new and exciting lines to be able to run through, and you will always be able to improve. The cat and mouse gameplay style between the Titans and the pilots really does add to the gameplay in a lot of different ways. Also, the Titans are in no way overpowered, and really nothing is overpowered within this game. It's just really well balanced, and you won't ever find yourself getting stressed with it. I'm around 55 hours into this game, and still I'm yet to have a rage quit. I still haven't actually felt the need to rage quit once. So the game is really good in pretty much every respect, but there is one problem with it, and there's one reason why it's not higher up on my list, and this is due to the unfortunate fact that you don't ever really have an itch to play Titanfall. Whenever I do load up the game and, start playing it, I will always have a good time, and I'll always be laughing whenever I do something cool. So that is why this game gets a rock solid spot at number 3. Now let's move on to the next one. I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, what? Battlefield 4 commentator not putting Battlefield 4 at the top of his list? What the hell is going on? But no, I haven't misplaced this title. This game is clearly going at number 2. The reason being is that although this game is my favourite kind of style of gameplay, this game is just a brilliant, the core concept of this game is just absolutely amazing. It's really enjoyable. But this game obviously doesn't actually work as a game. The core things that make Battlefield an FPS just simply do not work. The fact that you can be behind cover on the client side yet still die to someone who's on the complete opposite side because of the awful netcode that lies within this game, it just means that this game cannot go top of my list. And it really, really is a huge shame. Fact is, Battlefield as a game is by far my favourite game. I actually just love this game to bits. I think that the whole progression system, everything about it is brilliant, but there's just so many things that are wrong with this game. For example, the fact that you can kill people as a commander, which basically means that you can't die at all, is just ridiculous. Because of all these gimmicks they put in, like the AC-130s, well, I find myself rage quitting this game all the time, and it's not a fun experience to play. So that is why this game isn't top of my list. But don't get me wrong, I really do enjoy playing this game, and it's still going to be coming on my channel no matter what. So let's move on to the next game.
That's one way to hijack a train. The Valkyrie's still up on that ice shelf. Better climb that wreckage to get there.
Climb the pipe to the train, or you'll go insane. What? That's a rap song I wrote.
Yes, so at number 1 we do have Borderlands 2, and this game has been my favourite game for at least a year. In fact, ever since its release. It's just such a fun game to play. You physically cannot get bored when you're playing this game because there's just so much to do. I mean, there are 6 characters if you buy 2 of the DLC characters, and all of which can go up to level 72. Last year, I originally had this game on Xbox, and I had managed to get 3 of the characters up to level 72. So what I did was I went and bought the game again for my PC, and the gameplay you're seeing now is of me playing on the PC.
Many icons.
Yeah, trying to get this character, which is one of the ones I haven't been able to get up to level 72 on the Xbox, up to level 72.
If Jack really wanted to protect the vault key, it wouldn't be on a train. He'd have Wilhelm guarding it. Oh dear.
The storyline is just absolutely amazing. There are so many twists and turns. This isn't one of them, don't worry, because you can kind of tell clearly what's going to happen. And there are over 3 playthroughs per character. There are so many side missions that you will pretty much never get bored of playing this game. And also the fact that there are these raid bosses that are hidden within the game. This isn't one of them, this is just a normal boss, but there is huge invincible raid bosses which are just absolutely impossible to kill, and you always have fun trying to kill them when you're a bit bored. Each character has its own unique skill tree with its own unique skills, allowing for the maximum customization that you could ever get in a video game. Also, if you've seen any of the adverts for this game does have like a gajillion guns in it, or whatever they keep saying. It's not really a real number, but it's basically a way of them saying they've got so many guns in this game you can't really count. And so you'll always have these really rare weapons you'll always be trying to collect. Trust me, you cannot get any better than Borderlands 2. So I'm now going to leave you with the gameplay. I hope you enjoyed this, and I really, really do encourage you to buy this game. So yeah, I've been TSS, and goodbye.
Gotcha! You killed Wilhelm. Holy hell, Jack don't stand a chance.
Wilhelm dropped a power cord. The soldier grabbed it. My sensors tell me it's one of a kind. If you bring it to Roland, Sanctuary shields may never need to be recharged again.
Whoa, never seen a power core like that. The one you got from Reese is nearly burned out. Why don't you bring it back here? We may not have found the vault key, but at least Sanctuary will be safe a little longer, thanks to you. Wow! Bravo! Champagne, cheers, high five, so clap! You got the damn power core, didn't ya? You've been warned. The kid gloves are coming off. Tighten up the big boy pants because things are gonna get really, really bad for you Vault Hunters.
Sorry about the bad intel, everybody. I really thought the vault key would be on that train. I'll make it up to you all later. Next time I'm in Sanctuary, the beers are on me. What you think, Bloodwing?